With that, 2023 draws to a close. And geez, what a year it's been. In this year alone, we have seen some of the most bizarre, yet most successful projects in entertainment history. Between Barbie and Oppenheimer releasing on the same day and giving the internet several years worth of meme fuel, to the most successful video game movies of all time in Super Mario Bros. And Five Nights at Freddy's. Ah shit, were those on the bingo cards? I'm still waiting for Demi Lovato to find a way to revive MySpace. But I'm not here to talk about the past. I am far more interested in what the future holds for the entertainment industry, in particular, superheroes. Spider-Man 2 proved that an open-world action superhero game still has legs to stand on in the modern gaming era. And I'm pretty sure the shadow wizards over at Insomniac need to take a breather now that they've pumped out so many projects in these past 6 years. Finally, it seems as though other developers have seen the success that Insomniac have and are finally giving other comic book characters some gaming love. We've got not one, not two, not three, not four. You get the picture. We have so many projects to look forward to, it is now staggering. What was once a starving niche in the gaming industry is most likely going to see a second renaissance, much like when we used to get movie tie-in games on the regular. While I'm only going to be talking about 5 projects today, if these projects catch any momentum or success, I hope we can see some more gaming love for other heroes that have needed it for some time. Characters like the Hulk, Beast Boy, Green Lantern, or my favorite Blue Boy Scout, Superman. While superhero films take a breather, cause it fucking needs one, let's explore what the bright future of the gaming industry has in store for our spandexed super friends. My name is All Night, and this is the future of superheroes.
A little over the top, don't you think? I thought it was spot on.
You are Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman is almost too easy of a character to make a video game about. A demigod born from a pantheon who fights with shields and handheld weapons, gee oh my, I sure wonder where I've seen that before. The fact that a well-known DC character other than Batman is finally getting some love with a AAA game is a breath of fresh air. Also, be sure to take a drink of water every time I say no release date yet in this video. Stay hydrated, kids. Revealed at the 2021 Game Awards, the untitled Wonder Woman game is being developed by Monolith Studios, the same team behind the Shadows of Mordor games. And I've never played it. It is clear that the team chosen for this job has experience in open-world action games with characters that use melee weaponry, so it should be no surprise that I think this project's in good hands. We did have a scare in the leak community recently, as some folks had heard that the game would have some live service elements, but this just had crossover with David Zaslav's statement about WB's focus on live service games in the future. I will never recover from this. So for the time being, we appear to have a veteran team pioneering a single-player Wonder Woman project. My only hope at this point is for them to put Giganta in it. For no other reason. I just like Giganta. No reason at all. I'm beginning to detect a pattern. This project is still under the radar at the moment, but we did get an official reveal in these past couple of years. The biggest piece of info that we have about the Black Panther Captain America game at the immediate moment is that it is a project collaboration between Amy Hennig and Skydance Studios. Amy is the big name in the room here, as she wrote the Uncharted series before, so she's actually got a thing for narrative action games, so there is hope here. What we know now so far is that the game is set in World War II with Steve Rogers and T'Challa's grandfather, Azuri, as the main superhero protagonists, along with Gabriel Jones, a fellow soldier in the war, and Nanali, a Wakandan spy. The mixture of both superhero and non-superhero playable characters this time around is an interesting change, but a welcome one. You would have expected this to be another Suicide Squad co-op shooter situation, but no. Interviews have confirmed this is a single-player only adventure, so that tells me we are most likely going to experience the war itself from multiple perspectives, both from the US and Wakanda, with crossover at every potential turn. I think after his last riff in the movie tie-in space, I think our second favorite Blue Boy Scout here deserves another chance at a good video game. Now this is what I'm talking about! The fact that Iron Man went from a B-list superhero to the MCU's favorite poster child is one of the most fascinating shifts in public opinion I have ever seen. You would have thought with the success of the Iron Man character that we would have seen a traditional Iron Man game sooner, but hey, we made it here either way. Don't be too scared by the EA logo. Despite prior whoopsie daisies, EA have turned themselves around in the single-player action genre. Namely with the success of the Star Wars Jedi series, and now we have our next big-budget single-player title, Iron Man, developed by Motive. Motive is the same team behind the most recent Dead Space remake, so needless to say, these guys have experience with mentally ill white boys in metal suits careening through open spaces. Information about this is still limited, however, job listings on the developer's website have pointed to this being a single-player action title. There is a slight chance they're developing it as an open-world game as well, as that's what one of the job listings requested as job experience. However, gathering info about a game's development cycle through a job listing is like trying to decipher the ingredients of a pizza from the CEO's criminal record, so careful what rumors you trust out there. Given that Iron Man's most recent outings were relegated to Marvel's Avengers, which was Marvel's Avengers, and Iron Man VR, which wasn't half bad, mind you, I think the Iron Avenger is long overdue for an experience that lets you experiment and tech out your suit with different weapons and gadgets, and give you that proper exosuit power fantasy. Anthem, what the hell were you doing? Superhero games practically make themselves in terms of design. The blueprints are here when it comes to what works. So I hope that Iron Man can join the greats and give us what we've been wanting to experience with this character for so long. Insomniac, what are you doing here?
Want to know the only problem?
What's that, Block?
I'm already gone. He's in the walls.
He's in the goddamn wall!
Yes, you heard me right. There are absolutely multiple sub-teams working over at Insomniac because that is the only logical explanation other than black magic as to how they could get back-to-back AAA projects out like this for the past decade. At this stage, we almost know everything and nothing about this game at the same time. With it coming from Insomniac, we can get a feel for how the game will play out, but we can't be 100% certain. Again, don't necessarily trust job listings at Insomniac for a surefire way of knowing just what the project's going to turn out to be, but there have been rumblings that the game will have an M rating and feature open world elements. My personal dream scenario for this game, with all the information in mind, is that we keep the M rating and have the game play out similarly to the recent God of War games. Over the shoulder, with close and personal combat with enemies. I also think a semi-open world style like those God of War games would make sense too, having Logan explore pockets of the Marvel Universe with different towns, villages, etc. I think a more grounded design philosophy will do wonders for a project like this. Hell, Insomniac has the playbook for a good Wolverine game right in front of them with X-Men Origins Wolverine. So I trust that they will deliver yet another banger to add to their legendary catalog.
Where are we going? And who are we killing?
Oh boy. Where do I start? I have conflicting thoughts about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I love the Suicide Squad. In particular, James Gunn's rendition from a couple years back remains one of my favorite DC films of all time. So a Suicide Squad video game? I'm down! Giving Captain Boomerang a speedster gauntlet so that he can move fast and have stylish finishing moves with his boomerang? Hell yeah! King Shark, my darling baby boy! And making it a shooter, a bit of an interesting choice. But these are characters that are no strangers to using firearms, so I think it's logical, sure. And Rocksteady are proven, legendary developers at this stage. No matter what you thought about Arkham Knight's story, you and I both know that the Arkham trilogy has a consistent level of quality all the way through. So why am I not vibing on this game at all? Let's get the good out of the way first. For starters, despite being a co-op shooter, it appears that the game will still feature a single-player experience that allows your teammates to be AI. Sure, that's fine, that's great. That, and honestly, the presentation in this game is out of this world. Getting to finally see Rocksteady's iteration of Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, the titans of superhero iconography in some of their best designs yet.
Well, hey there, sleepyhead. We've got an interrogation to get back to.
That and the game just generally looks very pretty, with unique animations for each character that sell their personality and playstyle perfectly, and Metropolis itself is its own character and looks gorgeous, especially with the Brainiac invasion underway. That and, despite the game featuring battle passes, we're being told that it is only for cosmetic items. Okay. Now, this is where we gotta talk about the elephant in the room. Not that one! The word Battle Pass is a hardcore trigger word in the gaming community at the moment. Far too many times have communities been scorned and burdened by games as a service as the selling model. Unfortunately, as games become harder and more expensive to develop with technology constantly evolving and demand increasing, companies are just resorting to the easiest means of generating cash flow: microtransactions.
Scaredy cat.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot.
I mean, hey, if your game's free to play, I'm down. Yes, I have in fact spent over $200 on League of Legends skins, I am so sorry. Games like League, Brawlhalla, Fortnite, Smite, these games have to generate revenue somehow, so of course they have to structure their economy in a way that has you playing their game for longer and incentivizes you to stick around. But Suicide Squad is being marketed as a full-priced AAA game. What? You would hope on the merits alone that the game would be a product worth investing in, but why did the developers, Rocksteady of all people, feel the need to include a battle pass system in the first place? The trick answer is they probably didn't. Yep, it was probably Warner Brothers at this point. I hate to pull the old point the finger at the executive gag because, yeah, it's funny, duh. But I think that the cold hard truth here is that I think the game was developed as a live service first and became a Suicide Squad game after. That and after just looking at the gameplay, while some character moves seem pretty fun and all, every character has their own means of locomotion, like King Shark jumping through the environment, Deadshot with his jetpack, Harley Quinn with a grappling hook. It all seems fun, but other moves seem to just not have impact. King Shark, my baby boy, you are careening through the sky at Mach 5. The best you can do is a... What does it take to have a character in a game that has weight and impact? I mean... Putting the cotton candy chicken fried over easy smoked medium well gourmet. I don't want to belabor the point any longer than I have to. I would love to be proven wrong here. I want to give the game a chance. I'm an optimist at heart, but I am seeing far too many echoes of Gotham Knights rather than Rocksteady's next masterpiece. But let this be a lesson to the other games we talked about today that do show promise. I'd love for Suicide Squad to prove me wrong and be an amazingly hype superhero shooter. I'm open to anything, but we know what works, and we know what doesn't work. It will just be up to the publishers to start to get the picture. Maybe once we finally get a developer courageous enough to tackle a single-player Morbius game that will make $1 more billion, we'll stand a chance.
It's Morbin time.
But I just wanted to lay down my thoughts on the upcoming superhero projects that we know about right now. And this, of course, could change as the Game Awards is right around the corner, so who knows what we'll see from that. But I just wanted to look to the future as we head into the new year. This channel's almost a year old now, and I wanted to share my continued hype of the games that I love with you. So thank you for sticking around for as long as you have. If you liked what I had to say today, don't forget to like the video. And if you're interested in more gaming hype, then I encourage you to please consider subscribing because in 2024, we're going full throttle with the content, baby. As always, I've been your host, All That. in the hell? Oh, beans.